So an arithmetic sequence is an ordered list of numbers or terms. I should have put or terms without the H, terms. The difference, an arithmetic sequence is the difference between each consecutive term is the same. Okay? So in math, difference doesn't mean, what does it mean? Subtraction. It means subtraction, right? So what we're going to get is something called a common difference. And the common difference actually can be, and we're going to use the letter D for common difference. The common difference actually can be addition. I'm going to show you how that is. I'm going to give you a formula. And then I'm going to explain the formula. Okay, the common difference formula is this. Okay. Now I'll explain you what this means. So when we have something like this, we might write A1 over this one. We might write A2, A3, A4. Basically what that is going to mean is this is the first term in our sequence. This is our second term. This is our third term. It's not a very good 3. This is our fourth term. So I want you to find the common difference. Some of you can use your head, and some of you might need to use the formula of this particular arithmetic sequence. It says to take the second term and subtract the first term. So the common difference is 3. This is what it means. 3 plus 3, because it's a positive, right? If it was negative, it would be a subtraction. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 plus 3 is... And we could go on forever, right? We don't need to, but we can do this. We're going to do more with this later than today. Today is just kind of a discovery thing. And then we're going to get more into the formality of it. All right, so we can do that. Okay, I'm going to give you a hard one this time. All right, I want you to come up with the common difference, and then I also want you to come up with the next two terms here. And this one kind of forces you to use the formula. Okay, the formula is 8.2 minus 9.9. So the common difference would be what? Negative 1.7? Okay, the calculator helps with that. And so how would I get the next thing? The next term. So I could add a negative 1.7 or... Is that the same thing? Just subtract or add? Yes. So it would be 4.8, right? And then the next one would be 3 point. Okay. So that is the common difference. All right. We're going to do other things with this. I'm going to want you to do something like this. 15, and I'm going to give you a common difference of, this is the first term, so A1 equals 15. I'm going to give you a common difference of negative 7. I want you to give me the next three terms. While you're doing that, I'm going to pass out graph paper. Well, no, better not. We want this in our notes. We'll just do the best we can. Don't want to waste graph paper. All right, what do we think the next term is? 22. Is it 22? No. That doesn't feel right. Is it 8? Yes. 15 minus 7 is 8. Then it would be, and then it would be, okay. So be careful about that. Common difference, you subtract if it's a negative, you add if it's a positive. What you're really doing is you're adding a negative or you're adding a positive. Because some people don't like that, so I do it in both ways. All right, the last thing we're going to do, and this is actually going to be one of your problems here, is I'm going to give you an arithmetic sequence, and we're going to graph it. And when I say we're going to graph it, I mean everybody's going to graph it. This is a graphing chapter, and if you're not graphing, then you're not really doing anything. And the goal is to get through this the first time. And that way, when you're in geometry and you spend about a whole day or two doing this, you'll be, oh yeah, I remember how to do it. It's not a big deal. So we're going to do all the difficult things this year. Okay, I'm going to call this AN, I'm going to call this Y. This is how we're going to graph it. So the first term I'm going to give you is a 4. Second term is a 12. Third term is a 20. Fourth term is a 28. Okay, this is how I'm going to graph it. And we're going to look at this arithmetic sequence in a graph, like we've been doing. Okay. In this case, I just gave you the t-table, so all you have to do is graph the 4 points. It looks to me like I do not have to use all 4 quadrants. I just have to do quadrant 1. I'm looking at this y value. I absolutely do not want to count by ones. That would take up my whole sheet of graph paper, yes? Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. It looks to me like I could just do this. 4. Hopefully I'm not skipping any. Does that cover all of them? And it makes the most sense for me to just do first term, second term, third term, fourth term. That's all I got, right? Well, this should be enough. Okay, on your notes, you're going to have to do the best you can on this. Although, honestly, you could just use your notebook paper lines to do this part, right? And just space that out a little bit. That's not too bad. Okay, where would I graph 1, 4? Where would I graph 2, 12? Where would I graph 3, 20? And of course 4, 28. What does it look like? Does it look linear? Like a line? So arithmetic sequence is linear. Okay? Basically, slope is related to arithmetic sequence. That's why we learn about it. Okay? So, if this wasn't a line, would it be arithmetic sequence? It'd be some other kind of sequence, some other kind of pattern. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording. Maybe.